Hello there, everybody. Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Hope you guys are having a great day here. Uh, Picking back up with the memorable playoff series playlist, and we're up to 1989. Now, this particular series was definitely an important one, especially for the team that I'm wearing here, because this series almost derailed what was an absolutely incredible season. And it almost derailed it. We are doing the 1989 Smythe Division Semifinal, the Calgary Flames against the Vancouver Canucks. Now, this series was absolutely insane, an incredible series. Again, little controversy at the end of the series, but we will get to that. So we get into this. The Calgary Flames, they won the division with a record of they still were playing 80-game seasons. Calgary finished with a record of 54-17-9. An insane record. Absolutely incredible record. 117 points. Now they're playing the number 4 seed in the Smythe division. Now this was a setup here where it was the top 4 teams in each division. You didn't have, wild cards or, final 2 spots based on points. It was strictly divisional playoffs, 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Division semifinals, division finals, and then conference finals would pair the 2 postseason division winners. And honestly, I like that setup. I like the setup now too. A lot of people don't like the way the playoffs are set up now, but I think to me it works, and it's a divisional setup, and it just, to me, it's cool, because if you had it the other way, the 1 versus 8 setup, that was a good setup too, but me personally, I like the division setup. Now, this division setup was something else. They played the number 4 seed in the Smythe division, which was the Vancouver Canucks, who in 80 games finished with a record of 33-39-8. So, for a point total of 74 points. So we are talking a 43-point difference here between the Calgary Flames and the Vancouver Canucks. 43 points separated these 2 teams in the Smythe Division semifinal. Now, you wouldn't think, Calgary, a team that wins 54 games, going against a team that only won 33, that this wouldn't be much of a matchup. How little we figured. So we get in to game 1. We're in Calgary, and Calgary loses home ice first game. Let's get into it. At 6:21 of the first period, it is Greg Adams from Paul Reinhart. Again, Paul Reinhart, we all know his son is a pretty good player. His son Sam, pretty good player. Got a real nice contract extension here, just about a month or so ago from Florida. But yeah, Reinhart with the assist, along with Mel Bridgman. So Adams from Reinhart and Bridgman makes it 1-0 Vancouver. But Calgary, 54-win team, they fight back. At 8:24, it is Mark Hunter from Jim Poplinski and Joel Otto. That makes it 1-1. So the first period ends, it's a 1-1 tie. We go into the second period, and at 1:59 of the second period on the power play, it is Joey Mullen from Al McInnes and Joel Otto. That makes it 2-1 Calgary. I'm thinking, all right, now Calgary's gonna set the tone here. Not so much. At 4:20, it is Randy Nordmark from Doug Lidster and Brian Bradley to make it 2-2. So you're like, okay, Vancouver, they're giving them hell. But then and interesting enough that that was 4:20 of the second period. We all get the 4:20 reference, right? But I don't do that stuff. It's just kind of 4:20 is always kind of interesting. But so it's 2-2. But then at 15:30, Calgary takes the lead again. It is Jamie McCowan from Theo Fleury and Joe Nieuwendyk. So that makes it 3-2, and that's the score at the end of the second period. We go to the third period, and Vancouver, they tie the game. It is Peter Skriko from Brian Bradley and Ronnie Stern at 8:41 of the third. So that ties the game. And that's where the third period ends. Third period ends tied at 3. So we go to overtime. And it doesn't last long. Paul Reinhart, of course, like I said, we all know his son Sam, from Brian Bradley and Peter Skriko, wins the game for Vancouver and steals home ice from the Calgary Flames with a 4-3 win in overtime. Vancouver up 1-0. We go to game 2. And Calgary fights back. In the first period, a shorthanded goal from Joel Otto, from Colin Patterson and Jamie McCown. Makes it 1-0 Calgary. And then Calgary jumps up and they make it 2-0 just with 1 second left in the first period. It is Colin Patterson from Joel Otto and Rob Ramage. 1 second left in the first period. Calgary takes a 2-0 lead. So they're up 2 after the first period. We go into the second period, and at 3:20 to make it 3-0 Calgary, it's Joel Otto, unassisted. So, Calgary coming out and they're saying, we're putting the hammer down here. Then at 12:25 they make it 4-0. It is Doug Gilmore from Al McInnes and Gary Suter. So, Calgary's got this game basically in the bag. Well, Vancouver, they fight back. They try to at least. And at 15:56, it's Greg Adams from Nordmark and Tony Tanti to make it 4-1. So, Calgary's, they're trying to hang in there, but that doesn't really last. So Calgary's up 4-1 after 2. We go into the third, and then at 9:42 on the power play, it is Håkan Lube from McInnes and McCowan. That makes it 5-1 in favor of Calgary. They basically got this game won. But then at 17:18, Vancouver gets a little bit closer on the power play from Tony Tanti and Peter Skriko. That makes it 5-2. And yeah, we got a tied series. And I forgot. Game 1, the goaltenders. Game 1, the goaltenders. Vancouver, Kirk McLean stopped 43 of 46 for a .935 save percentage. Mike Vernon of the Calgary Flames stopped 27 of 31 for an .871 save percentage. In the second game, we have Kirk McLean stopping 24-28 for an .857 save percentage. And then he gets pulled, and Steve Weeks comes in, and he stops 8 of 9 for an .889 save percentage. While Mike Vernon stopped 23 of 25 for a .920 save percentage. We got a tie series. So we go to game 3. Game 3, there's no scoring in the first period. And this game, this game there was no doubt basically from the start. There's no scoring in the first period, so it was scoreless. We get into the second period, and at 2:04, it is Hakan Lube from Gary Roberts and Joe Nieuwendyk. That gives Calgary a 1-0 lead. Then on the power play at 11:24, it is Joe Nieuwendyk from Theo Fleury. 2-0 Calgary after 2 periods. We go to the third period. Calgary just keep on going. At 1:42, it is Joey Mullen from Jamie McCowan and Colin Patterson. 3-0 Calgary. And then at 3:38, it is Hakan Lube from Gary Roberts. Makes it 4-0 Calgary, and that's the final. The Flames win 4-0. They take a 2-1 series lead after falling behind 1-0. Kirk McLean stopped 11 of 15 for a .733 save percentage, and Mike Vernon, a 21 save shutout. Great game from Vernon. Calgary looking like the Calgary Flames that we figured they were. We get into game 4. And game 4 is a lot of fun. Game 4, this was a good game. In the first period, Vancouver gets on the board first. At 11:01 on the power play, it is Mel Bridgman from Trevor Linden and Greg Adams. Makes it 1-0 Vancouver. Then, and that's the score after the end of 1. Then, into the second period, on the power play at 7:33, it is Trevor Linden from Nordmark and Tanti. 2-0 Vancouver. So Vancouver, after losing back-to-back games, they come out in this one and they want to make a statement here. And then at 19:43 of the second period, it is Brian Bradley from Rich Sutter and Tony Tanti. It is 3-0 Vancouver after 2 periods. So we get into the third period. And then, oddly enough, in the third period, they're all power play goals. All of them are power play goals. At 1:19 on the power play, it is Paul Reinhart from Linden and Adams. 4-0 Vancouver. Thinking, Vancouver's got this one salted away. Well, Calgary, they don't quit. At 6:18 on the power play, it is Joel Otto from Gary Suter and Al McInnes. That makes it 4-1. Well then, at 15:02 on the power play, it is Fleury from Gilmore and Mark Hunter. That makes it 4-2. So, that 4-0 lead, all of a sudden it's 4-2. Not so much though. At 17:05 on the power play, it is Nordmark from Tanti and Linden. That makes it 5-2. And then at 19:39 on the power play, to at least make it a little bit closer, it is Nieuwendyk from McInnes and Suter. That makes it 5-3. And Vancouver ties the series. Now Mike Vernon stopped 16 of 19 shots for an .842 save percentage. Rick Walmsley comes in relief, and he stops 8 of 10 for an .800 save percentage. Steve Weeks, who got the start in this game, went 27 of 30 for a .900 save percentage. And through 4 games, we got a tie. We got a 2-2 tie. It's now a best of 3. We get into game 5. And Calgary, of course, establishes their they establish their dominance again in game 5. In the first period at 5:37, it is Joe Nieuwendyk from Brad McCrimmon and Hakan Lube, 1-0 Calgary. 1-0 after the first period. So, not a whole lot other than that. Into the second period, we almost reached the halfway point before Mark Hunter scores from Jamie McCowan and Jim Poplinski, 2-0 Calgary. So it's 2-0 Calgary after 2. We get into the third, and it's Hakan Lube from Brian McClellan, makes it 3-0 in favor of Calgary at a minute 4 of the third. And then at 19:25, it is Joey Mullen from Patterson and Gilmore, 4-0 Calgary, and that's your final. So two of the next 3 games, Calgary pitches 4-0 shutouts. Steve Weeks again got the start. He went 36 of 40 for a .900 save percentage. Mike Vernon, an 18 save shutout. So that's 2 shutouts for Vernon in this series. Calgary up 3-2. But Vancouver, they keep fighting. Game 6, Vancouver ties the series up. In the first period, on the power play, it is Al McInnes from Joel Otto. So Calgary strikes first. Trying to set the tone there. Calgary strikes first. That is the score after the first period. It's 1-0 Calgary. Going into the second period, shorthanded, Vancouver ties the game. It is Trevor Linden from Skriko and Snaps. Snaps? I think that's how that's pronounced. I think Harry Snaps? I think. Something like that. That ties the game at 1 apiece. But then at 9:29, Calgary takes the lead again. It is Jim Poplinski from Hunter and Otto, 2-1 in favor of Calgary. But again, Vancouver, they got a lot of fight. At 17:26, it's Jim Sandlak from Bridgman and Steve Bozek, 2-2. Just unreal. Unreal. Vancouver, they keep hanging around. And then Vancouver gets the lead at 19:29. It is Rick Sutter from Skriko and Bradley, 3-2 Calgary. And then, not even 20 seconds later, to end the second period, at 19:44, it's Garth Butcher from Bozek and Bradley, 4-2 Vancouver. So Vancouver, in the span of literally not even 20 seconds, goes from a 2-2 tie to a 4-2 lead. So we get to the third period. And Calgary, they get a little closer. At 5:16, shorthanded, it is Hakan Lube from Natras, kind of like mattress, but not Natras, from Mullen, 4-3 in favor of Vancouver. But Vancouver, that they let them get a little close, but that was as close as they got. At 14:23, it is Bradley for Skriko and Butcher, makes it 5-3 Vancouver. And then at 19:16, into the empty net, it is Rick Sutter, unassisted, 6-3 Vancouver. Vancouver goes back home, and they tie the series to force Game 7. Game 7, with a team that they were 43 points ahead. Just unreal performance from the Vancouver Canucks in this series. So we get to Game 7. And Calgary strikes first. On the power play, it is Joe Nieuwendyk from McInnes and Lube, 1-0 Calgary. Vancouver, though, coming back like they do on the power play. It is Nordmark from Reinhart and Linden, 1-1. And then Vancouver, they take the lead to end the first period. It is, or no, that's not right. I did that wrong. I did that wrong. Whoop. I totally did that wrong. That's gotta go. There we go. There we go. Calgary gets the lead at 18:01. It is Gary Roberts from McInnes and Lube. That makes it 2-1. So Calgary is up 2-1 after the first. Nothing like realizing I did that wrong from there. But then into the second period, Vancouver ties the game. On the power play, it is Linden from Reinhart and Adams, 2-2. So I mean they're really hanging in here. Then at 19:25 on the power play, Calgary takes the lead again. It is Mullen from Ramage and Otto. Calgary is up 3-2 at the end of 2, and we got a battle here. And then into the third period, we have Doug Lidster at 7:12 ties the game for Vancouver, 3-3. And I cannot remember, did I go through? No, I don't think I did. Going back to game 6, the goaltending. Mike Vernon stopped 19-24 for a .792 save percentage, while Kirk McLean was back in. He stopped 29-32 for a .906 save percentage. So back to game 7. Lidster scores unassisted at 7:12. It's 3-3, and we're going to overtime. And now, this is where the controversy comes in. In the last minute of overtime, Calgary puts the puck in the net. It's Joel Otto from Jim Poplinski and Hakan Lube. Now, Joel Otto, a lot of people, you go back and look at that. Did Otto kick it in? You know, a lot of people swear that goal shouldn't have counted because they swear Joel Otto kicked that puck in the net. But the goal ends up counting. Calgary moves on to the Smythe Division Final. An incredible series. Kirk McLean stopped 42 of 46 for a .913 save percentage. Mike Vernon stopped 42 of 45 for a .933 save percentage. And oddly enough, this series ended up being Calgary's toughest series. Calgary, of course, would go on. They would play for the Stanley Cup, and they would win their first ever Stanley Cup in this year. But this series ended up being the toughest series that they had. It's the only series that they played that went the full 7. And they almost got upset by a team that finished 43 points behind them. And honestly, I mean, Joel Otto kicked the puck in the net. It's the kind of thing where you almost have to be the judge on that. You know, should that goal have counted? A lot of people think that it shouldn't have, because if they go back, And they say Joel Otto kicked that puck in the net. They take that goal away. Could Vancouver have scored one of the biggest upsets in playoff history? Who knows? They might have. Maybe not. I don't know. But this series ended up being the catalyst for the Calgary Flames to make that run to become the 1989 Stanley Cup champions. But this is the series that started it off for them, and it was their toughest series that entire run. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. And in the comment section too, go back if you, because I'm pretty sure you can probably find it on YouTube. Try to find the goal. Try to find the Joel Otto overtime goal. See the play and give me your opinion. Should the goal have counted or shouldn't it have? Love to know what you guys think about that. It would be absolutely awesome if you would hit that like button. It would be even more awesome if you would hit that subscribe button. Also, tell your friends about the channel. Send them this way. Hit that share button too if you want to share this video or any other videos from the playlist, or any video from the channel. Share them with your friends, with family, whoever. And yeah, this was the memorable series from 1989. The 1990 video, I'm pretty sure from this playlist, will be another interesting video. Yeah, that one definitely would be interesting too. But let me know what you guys think of this series in the comments section. Did you watch it? Should the auto goal have counted, or should it not have? Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments section. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Hit that subscribe button if you really enjoyed it. And again, let your friends know about the channel. Go ahead and share this video or any other video with your friends, with your family. And yeah, the 1989 Smythe Division Semifinal. Calgary knocks off Vancouver 4-3 in what was a thrilling series. Let me know your guys' thoughts. I will see you guys later.